Okay, today we are going to discuss the subjunctive of doubt, el subjuntivo de duda. Now, why do we call it the subjunctive of doubt? Well, if you look at the subjunctive triggers for the subjunctive of doubt, obviously they are all related to either denying the existence of something, doubting something, not to think that something is real or not believing that something is real. So you can see here the subjunctive triggers for the subjunctive of doubt, and they all are expressions of doubt in one way or another. Now, when do we use the indicative? We use indicative when instead of expressions of doubt, what you see are impersonal expressions or verbs that express certainty. Es cierto, es verdad, estoy seguro que, I'm sure of, es obvio que, creo que, pienso que. I have noticed that some of you confuse the verbs creer and pensar, and you think that they are subjunctive triggers. Well, they are not. Creo que y pienso que are followed by the indicative. Now, let's look at these sentences using creer y pensar. Okay? Remember, if you have doubt or you are denying something, you're going to use the subjunctive. Okay, no es cierto que Camilo padezca de artritis. Okay, no es cierto. Es cierto que Camilo padece de artritis. Okay, we have the same phrase, but the first one is in the negative. Therefore, you're going to use the subjunctive in the second sentence. But in the other sentence, es cierto, well, what you're saying is it's true. It's true that Camilo suffers from arthritis. Therefore, you are going to use the indicative. No creo que el médico sepa el diagnóstico. Okay, when you have the verb creer accompanied by no, you don't believe, then you do use the subjunctive. But if you have the same sentence in the affirmative, creo que el médico sabe el diagnóstico, you are going to use the indicative. Okay, the same with pensar. Okay, in the subjunctive of doubt, we have two phrases or words that are very similar to the expression ojalá, and they are tal vez y quizás. They mean perhaps or maybe. Okay, and you can use the subjunctive immediately after you see these expressions. You don't need a second subject. You don't need two verbs. You just use a subjunctive with tal vez y quizás. It's just the same as ojalá. Tal vez me ayude no comer tanta grasa. Quizás el ejercicio me haga sentir mejor. Quizás sea bueno estudiar mucho. Okay? Okay, now to finish the subjunctive of doubt, I included an exercise. Okay, you're going to select whether you're going to use the verb in the indicative or you're going to use the verb in the subjunctive. Okay, you have to look for the subjunctive trigger or the phrase that tells you that you're going to use the subjunctive or you're going to use the indicative. Okay, now in the next slide you will see the answers. If you have any questions, again, email me, write me, post something in this section about the subjunctive. Nobody has commented anything. I don't know if you're looking at these PowerPoints. I don't know if they're helping you. It will help me to know if this is helpful for you. So just study and be prepared for this week's midterm. Okay, here we have the answers to your exercises. Now, the first one is creo que, and the answer is voy. Creo que voy a tomar un calmante para mi estrés. Now, why do we use the indicative? Well, because we have the verb creo in the affirmative, okay, in the affirmative, and therefore we're going to use the indicative. In the second one, we have one of those phrases that are very similar to ojalá. Quizás yo baje de peso. I mean, the moment you see quizás, you're going to use the subjunctive. In the third sentence, you have es dudoso, which is a subjunctive trigger of doubt, and therefore you're going to use the subjunctive. Que haya. Es cierto que Lorenzo tiene alergia al chocolate. Okay, it's true. Es cierto. It's an expression of certitude, of truth. Therefore, you're going to use the indicative. No negamos que el médico es bueno. Now, this is a tricky one because when you see negamos, you immediately think, oh, this is a subjunctive. Well, actually, no, because when you say no negamos, what you're actually saying is we believe. We believe. It's a double negative. Therefore, you're going to use the indicative. Okay, number 6 says, ¿están seguros o seguras de que el doctor les da un jarabe para la tos? Now, están seguros is an expression of certitude, of truth. Therefore, you're going to use the indicative. Niego que mi amigo conozca los síntomas de esa enfermedad. Okay, here the subjunctive trigger is the verb negar, niego, and therefore you use a subjunctive. Es increíble que vayamos a ponernos en forma. Okay, again, you have to learn to recognize the expressions of doubt. Es increíble is one of them. Therefore, the subjunctive trigger, and you're going to conjugate the verb in the subjunctive. Quizás la aspirina empiece a aliviarme la artritis. Now we have here quizás, which is very similar to ojalá and very similar to tal vez, and the moment you see it, you know you're going to use subjunctive. And finally, number 10, no es verdad que el bebé no sienta la inyección. It is not true that the baby doesn't feel the shot, or I guess the word is shot. So no es verdad is a subjunctive trigger So you're going to use the subjunctive. If you had the phrase, instead of no es verdad, you use the phrase es verdad, is true, then you won't use the subjunctive, you will use the indicative. Es verdad que el bebé no siente la inyección. Okay, thank you guys.